Hi, what's up, guys? And welcome back to my reading journey. Today, we're gonna figure out if the private detective Sherlock Shamrock Jones, uh, and the man here are gonna figure out the place where Mary Snyder lives. All right, let's begin. It's the conclusion part. Shamrock Jones concluded his convincing speech with the smile of a successful artist. Mix's admiration was too great for words. Together they went to number 12 Avenue C. It was an old-fashioned brownstone house in a prosperous 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 and respectable neighborhood. They rang the bell, and on inquiring were told that no Mrs. Snyder was known there, and that not within 6 months had a new occupant come to this house. When they reached the sidewalk again, Mix examined the clues which he had brought away from his sister's old room. "I'm no detective," remarked to Jones, and he raised a piece of theater programming to his nose. "But it seems to me that instead of a ring having been wrapped in this paper, it was one of those round peppermint drops. And this piece, with the address on it, looks to me like the end of a seat coupon. Number 12, row C, left, Acel. Acel. Acel." Shamrock Jones had a faraway look in his eyes. "I think you would do well to consult Georgians, said he. "Who is Georgians? "He is the leader, said Jones, "of a new modern school of detectives. Their methods are different from ours, but it is said that Georgians have solved some extremely puzzling cases. I will take you to him." They found the greater Georgians in his office. He was a small man with light hair, deeply absorbed in reading one of the Borges works of Nathaniel Heffron. The two great detectives of different schools shook hands with ceremony, and Mix was introduced. "State the facts," said Judgens, going on with his reading. When Mix ceased, the greater one closed his book and said, Do I understand that your sister is 52 years of age, with a large mole on the side of her nose? Mole, okay. Mole on the side of her nose, and that she is very poor widow, making a scanty living by scrubbing, and with a very homely face and figure. That describes her exactly," admitted Mix. Jurgens rose and put on his hat. "In 15 minutes," he said, "I will return, bringing you her present address." Shamrock Jones turned pale, but forced a smile. Within the specified time, Jurgens returned and consulted a little slip of paper held in his hand. "Your sister, Mary Snyder, he announced calmly, will be found at number 162. There's a 6 in the middle of 12. Clinton Street. She is living in the back hall bedroom, 5 flights up. The house is only 4 blocks from here, he continued, addressing Miggs. Suppose you go and verify this statement and then return here. Mr. Jones will await you, I dare say. Miggs hurried away. In 20 minutes he was back again with a beaming face. She's there and well, he cried. Name your fee. $2, said Judgens. When Miggs had settled his bill and departed, Shamrock Jones stood with his head in his hand before Judgens. If it would not be asking too much, he stammered. If you would favor me so far, would you object to? Certainly not, said Judgens pleasantly. I will tell you how I did it. You remember the description of Mrs. Snyder. Did you ever know a woman like that who wasn't paying weekly installments? On an enlarged crayon portrait of herself. The biggest factory of that kind in the country is just around the corner. I went there and got her address of the books. That's all. Alright, guys. I misunderstood the final things, so I don't exactly know what's happened. You remember the description of Mrs. Snyder? Did you ever know a woman like that who wasn't paying weekly installments on an enlarged crayon portrait of herself? The biggest factory of that kind in the country is just around the corner. I went there and got her address of the books. That's all. Alright. So, enlarged crayon portrait. Let me just quickly check these words. That's the key, especially for me. And enlarged crayon port. Did she has the portrait in her apartment? Installments. Right, guys, I'm gonna figure out. Just not gonna spend more time with you. Alright, see you tomorrow on the next story. Bye. Thank you for joining.